DIT Health and Safety Training.
Health and safety is critically important to us in DIT, and it's important that students, our colleagues and visitors are appraised of our procedures and our regulations, particularly important for visitors for the particular requirements in some of our buildings. If there are any improvements you can see to our health and safety procedures themselves, or indeed to this training programme, we'd welcome to hear from you. Thank you.
This training programme is part of our policy of raising the awareness of health and safety matters here in Dublin Institute of Technology, and indeed of your own responsibilities in this regard. It will be supplemented by other training initiatives such as e-learning. I trust that your stay here in DIT, whether as student, staff or visitor, will be a safe one.
The buildings of the Dublin Institute of Technology are protected 24 hours a day by up-to-date fire and emergency alarm systems and have up-to-date firefighting and emergency equipment. In addition to this, constant vigilance, observation and correct action by staff, students and visitors will best prevent injury and damage caused by fire and other emergencies. When you enter your workplace, you should familiarize yourself with the location of manual break glass fire alarm call points, telephones, fire extinguishers, emergency exits and building assembly points. Smoking is not permitted in any institute building. Please use the outdoor designated smoking areas on campus and ensure that you dispose of your cigarette butts in a clean and safe manner. When smoking outdoors, please do not obstruct entrances or exits. All data relating to inspection, testing and maintenance of fire protection systems and equipment will be recorded in the fire register for each building. The register shall be kept at reception on the premises at all times and will be available for inspection by an authorised officer of the fire authority or health and safety authority. Fire action notices and evacuation plans have been developed to enable everybody to cope with fire and other emergencies, and you will find these located in corridors. These notices and plans will provide you with specific details of your nearest emergency exits and assembly points. The Emergency Action Plan. If you discover a fire or other emergency situation, raise the alarm at once by breaking the glass of the nearest call point, then dial 999 or 112 for the emergency services. It is vital that you clearly and calmly communicate to the emergency services where exactly the incident is and the nature and extent of the incident. Do not hang up the phone until they instruct you to do so. You must also inform the porter's desk as soon as possible to ensure that the Institute can take appropriate measures. Only tackle a fire if you are trained to do so and without putting yourself at any personal risk. If you use a fire extinguisher, make sure you have the right one for the kind of fire you're tackling. Check the label. Never, for example, use a water extinguisher on an electrical fire. Always stay upwind of the fire to avoid effects from heat, smoke and gases. Always remain on the exit side of the fire so that you can leave the area safely if the incident escalates. You will learn more about fire extinguishers and their use on the practical training courses provided by the Health and Safety Office in the Institute. Remember, if the fire is larger than the average waste paper bin, it is best to leave for the fire brigade to deal with. If you raise the evacuation alarm or hear the evacuation alarm, then you should switch equipment off, close doors and windows, if time permits, to prevent the spread of fire and smoke, and leave calmly. Certain doors around the building, such as corridor doors, will close automatically when the evacuation alarm goes off, but will still allow you pass through. However, other doors, such as major exit doors from buildings, will open automatically when the evacuation alarm is activated. Once clear of the building, proceed to your designated assembly area. Do not congregate outside the entrance, as this obstructs others who are trying to evacuate the building safely and also obstructs access for fire brigade personnel. You must remain at your designated assembly area until you are told that you can re-enter the building, despite the fact that on some occasions the alarm will be switched off to allow the emergency services personnel to communicate with each other. Remember, Use the nearest but safest available exit. Do not stop to collect personal belongings and do not use lifts. Some people may require assistance to evacuate safely. A personal emergency egress plan, or PEEP, will be prepared in advance for people with permanent or temporary physical disabilities. Many stairwells are designed to provide safe, temporary protection from fire or other dangers. If immediate evacuation is necessary, wheelchairs should not be used to descend stairs. An emergency evacuation chair should be used instead by those trained in its use. Housekeeping. Keep all emergency exits, fire extinguishers, call points and corridors, passageways clear of obstructions. Do not interfere with any type of fire or safety equipment. Not only is it illegal, but your life or that of others may depend upon it. Do not overload electrical sockets and be alert for signs of overheating of equipment. Report any unusual circumstances to the building's maintenance office immediately. Empty rubbish bins daily. Don't allow combustible materials to pile up and become potential fire hazards. Learn where all the emergency exits are located and make sure they're not blocked. Many deaths have occurred elsewhere over the years because exits were blocked and people couldn't get out in time. This program has highlighted the hazards you may encounter and how to reduce the risk of fire. DIT has an incident reporting procedure, and forms for this are readily available from the porters' desks, faculty administrators' offices and occupational health offices. This will initiate an investigation which will help eliminate the hazard or conditions that cause the incident. It is only when problems are reported that an investigation can take place to prevent reoccurrence. Whilst in DIT, there may be other emergency examples you may come across. These include structural. This could include a gas leak or an electrical emergency. Chemical or biological contamination, including chemical spills or exposure to infectious agents. Security emergencies, including suspicious behavior, criminal activity, terrorist activity, or even a bomb threat. Emergency examples can also include incidents involving communicable diseases such as meningitis, tuberculosis, mumps, or outbreaks of food poisoning or water contamination. It is important to remember that safety starts with you, and so any emergency requires an immediate response. If you notice anything suspicious, then always report it to the porter on duty, your local occupational health officer or building maintenance manager. First aid. Emergency first aid kits are available at the porter's desk in each building. If a student is injured or unwell, they should attend their local student health centre in DIT, which is open Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. during term time. There are also designated trained first aiders and occupational health officers in the college who can provide first aid treatment. If a staff member is injured or unwell, the designated first aider will provide treatment in accordance with their training. If the staff member requires further medical attention, they should attend their GP or nearest A&E department. After an injury, an incident report form must be completed and forwarded to the health and safety officer within 24 hours of the incident occurring. Eye wash stations and safety showers are located throughout the college where contact with chemicals may occur. You should familiarize yourself with their location and use if necessary. AEDs, automated external defibrillators, are installed at porters' desks throughout the campus. First aiders and occupational health officers are trained in the use of the AEDs.
We hope that you found this training series both helpful and informative. The objective was to introduce you to the various site-specific procedures with regard to health and safety at DIT, utilising staff from the various faculties and functions. If you have any concerns regarding health and safety matters or indeed suggestions, please contact myself, Edel Breslin, Health and Safety Officer for DIT or any of our occupational health officers.
Thank you.